Before I spend a few minutes laughing uncontrollably here about the perennial disappointment and letdown that is the Texas A&M Aggies, this injury in the LSU Auburn game is just the worst case scenario, obviously, if you play football. But even I think as fans that watch it, it's like in the back of our head, we know something like this could happen, but you don't want to think about it. I don't know what's going to happen to Seven Banks, the backup defensive back for LSU, looked like a bad neck injury, stretchered off the field. I hope he's okay. I don't know what updates we might get today or tomorrow on that, but it didn't look good. So obviously thoughts with him and that and the LSU team and his family and everything like that. And but Texas A&M is an absolute failure. They're getting blown out by Mississippi State. They lost earlier in the year at home to App State. And they haven't even really started the difficult stretch of their schedule. Never mind, they play Alabama next week. They're going to get destroyed. I don't care that Jalen Milroe. We'll see what's going on with Bryce Young. But even with Jalen Milroe, Texas A&M is just terrible. The joke about them going 8-4 every year, at this point, 8-4 would be a miracle for Texas A&M. An absolute miracle. You've already lost two. You got to play Alabama, Arkansas, Ole Miss. I mean, there's more losses coming if you're Texas A&M. You're paying Jimbo Fisher a king's ransom for what? For what? To bitch and moan, to cry, to continually lose multiple games per year that you've got absolutely no business losing. Texas A&M is one of the top 10 most talented teams in the country, and every single year they go 8-4. But we had the number one recruiting class last year. Apparently, just like I told you, that's not mattering for this year. But don't worry, next year's coming. Maybe it'll matter then. Congratulations. Right now, you've got the 18th best recruiting class for the next cycle, which is good for 8th in the SEC. 8th. So, yeah, you had one great recruiting class. If you think that's going to turn Texas A&M from an 8-4 team into a 14 or 15 win national title team, you're smoking something that, I mean, I can't even imagine what you've done to your brain and your mind to make you think that. It takes multiple elite recruiting classes to get to that level. You guys, Jimbo Fisher, look, here's the reality. And the Texas A&M fans might not want to hear this. I don't know. You probably heard it before. And hell, you probably know it's true. One of the reasons, actually the primary reason, people love pointing and laughing at Texas A&M doesn't really have anything to do with Texas A&M. Outside of the, you got a few rivals of Texas A&M that love to see them lose. But I'm talking about the college football world in general. Do I have hot wings? I just got done eating hot wings. The college football world in general loves to point and laugh, not because it's Texas A&M, but because it's Jimbo Fisher. And the guy's just unlikable. I couldn't stand him when he was at Florida State winning a national title. I definitely can't stand him now when he keeps going 8-4 perennially every single year. But we won 10 games. Yes, in a COVID year. No one cares. No one cares. Outside of that year, Texas A&M has been in the SEC for a decade. They've lost 4 games or more every single season except 2. The Johnny Manziel year, 10, 11 years ago, whatever it was, and COVID. Other than that, it's like clockwork losing 4 games. And y'all come out today and just absolutely humiliate yourselves on national television against Mississippi State. I don't know. Look, it's one thing if Jimbo Fisher is some kind of defensive guru and the offense is struggling. Jimbo Fisher is only a household name because he's an offensive guy. That's what he is. He's not a defensive guy. He's an offensive guy. And your offense is fucking terrible. And it's not something that can be fixed with talent because you have talent. It's his scheme and philosophy. It's outdated and he's too hard-headed and stubborn to change. The guy's walking up and down the sideline. I wish I had a stack of 900 pieces of loose leaf paper. But he's walking up and down the sideline with 500 pieces of paper, fumbling around like a homeless man. It's just sad to see. And Texas A&M is the butt of jokes because it's funny and fun to watch Jimbo Fisher fail because nobody likes him.